health? You have any fear of ill health? You feel pretty healthy?
Yeah.
You look healthy, young, vibrant. But some people have that fear of ill health, and they say that I think 75% of people that hypochondria, right? They believe that they're ill and they're sick. They go to the doctor constantly, like, oh, well, I've got this disease and that disease, and a lot of times they don't have any of these things, right? But they just have this thing in their mind that they're just afraid that they're sick, right? So that's a real issue and disease within itself. So that's the fear of ill health. The fear of loss of love, we all know about that, right?
Yes.
You know about that? Loss of love? You had somebody you were loving, you lost a young girl, broke your heart?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You haven't got to that point yet?
No.
No, okay. But you can relate, though. You understand how somebody would feel if they love somebody and they broke their heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it goes.
They might feel sad or mad or
Yeah.
disappointed.
Exactly, right. Sad, mad, disappointed. Absolutely. And so, like I say, it goes back to the Stone Age when people would court women and these things like that. But as it said in the book, that they used to use brute force, right, to try to get women. And nowadays it's more about persuasion. It's more about, I got this fancy car, these clothes, I'm trying to reel women in and all that kind of stuff. Is what they describe in the book. But the whole point, though, is that you might have that fear that, that person might leave you. So you do all these different things to try to keep that person, regardless if the situation is right or not or wrong, right? It could be a toxic situation. It could be something that's detrimental. But because you're afraid to lose that person, you just stick around. Just a couple symptoms, too, I'll just give you real quick, trying to run through this. But jealousy, fault finding, and gambling, surprisingly, gambling, too, could be some of the symptoms that you might be experiencing this fear of loss of love. And I guess gambling really just ties in the fact that you're just trying to figure out ways to provide for that person, and you're desperate to come up with some money. Finding fault in that person and friends, relatives, are trying to keep that person distance. And a lot of times I talk about unhealthy relationships in speeches and presentations and things like that. So, and when it comes to that kind of stuff, absolutely right. They're trying to pull them away from friends and family to keep them close and tight, so that way they don't have to worry about that person running off. And jealousy is huge, right? We all know about jealousy. Fear of old age. So you don't have to worry about that at all, huh? The fear of old age. Because you're nice and young.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you'll get older and older, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fear of old age there. I mean, that's just obvious, right? That we all have that fear that we're gonna get older and all that kind of stuff. And just and then the last one ties right into it, the fear of death. Just the fact that eventually we won't all be here anymore, and so that can be pretty nerve-wracking. And I think for me the biggest thing is just feeling like I want to make sure I accomplish a lot of things I want to accomplish, to be able to leave a legacy, to be able to leave a foundation and wealth for my family, to have that generation to come up in a situation where they don't have to struggle at all and things like that, right? So, and then that's always an interesting situation, because you don't want your kids being too spoiled and rich young, because then sometimes they might miss out on that life lesson of going through the struggles and things and developing character through that struggle. But nonetheless, though, you want to set them up for success overall, though. What else you want to add to this here?
If you have any questions, please subscribe.
If you have any questions, please subscribe. Yeah. And if you don't have any questions, then still you should subscribe. We appreciate that. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this episode here. All right, well, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Getting really close to this review of this book here. I believe this might be our last chapter. Is this the last one? Because I don't remember us talking about anything else past this point. Yep, that is. So this was our last chapter, How to Outwit the Six Ghosts of Fear, which is a really great chapter. I mean, this chapter alone is really well worth the purchase of this book and reading through it, because it really opens your mind to a lot of things that you might not even realize were crippling you and holding you back and things like that. So the Six Ghosts of Fear, excellent. No, you're saying something.
I Ice cream is cold.
That's good. That's perfect.
Hey.
Ice cream is cold. It is cold. We were just talking about before how, yogurt and ice cream, they're both cold. When you get that frozen yogurt and things like that. Went to Menchie's and
I feel the wind.
you feel the wind.
Yes. It's blowing on my arm.
The window's closed.
Oh. Just because for someone else.
So you just got some kind of chill maybe or something there. Maybe it's a ghost, one of the 6 ghosts of fear. Oh man, that's funny.
Hey.
What?
Yeah, what you said.
That wasn't anything bad. That's funny.
Yeah, that was that.
One of the 6 ghosts of fear could have came in here and made you cold, Bob, because that's what they say when ghosts come around. That it's cold. The air is colder. You're not afraid of ghosts, right?
They're like kind of white and visible.
Mm-hmm. You're not afraid of them, though, right?
No, they're like little.
That's why I mentioned it, because I know you're not afraid of them. Yeah, like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Huh?
You know Casper, right? Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Mm,
Oh, you don't know Casper?
Casper.
You never seen Casper the Friendly Ghost?
No.
The little ghost, and he got some other people he runs around with. He's like small and chubby, like a big old marshmallow or something.
What?
Like a pillow. Casper the Friendly Ghost, and he goes around, and his like brothers or something, they try to scare people all the time. They look different and they're bigger and stuff, but he's friendly. He's a friendly ghost.
No, I never seen that.
Oh, okay, we never seen Casper the Friendly Ghost. So we didn't talk about.
We talked about this.
We didn't talk about the self-analysis test questions. So I might try to cut this in possibly.
I never heard of that.
Self-analysis test questions. Can you read any of that?
This.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yep. Do you complain often of feeling bad? And if so, what is the cause?
and if
Do you find fault with other people at the slightest provocation? Does life seem futile and the future hopeless to you? And if so, why?
this one, do you like
Your occupation. Do you like your occupation? If not, why?
what is occupation?
Occupation is your job.
Oh,
It's like your work. Do you like your work? Do you enjoy your job? What you do?
like my store.
For you, yeah, it'd be like school. Because, you don't really have a job. You just have school. So do you like school is the question.
Yes.
Yep. Do you often feel self-pity? And if so, why?
Now I like this one too.
Are you envious of those who excel you?
To
To which
do you
devote most time thinking of success or of failure? Do you devote more time thinking of success or do you devote more time thinking of failure?
success?
It should be success, absolutely. Are you gaining or losing self-confidence as you grow older?
Gaining.
That's excellent. You should be. Do you learn something of value from all mistakes?
That's a tough.
You should be, though, yeah. Gaining some value from mistakes because then you learn from those mistakes.
Yes.
Are you permitting some relative or acquaintance to worry you? If so, why? This is your head sometimes in the clouds, as they say. It's the next one. Who has the most inspiring influence upon you, and what is the cause?
Um, um, um,
So who inspires you? Who motivates you, challenges you, who makes you feel like you can, who makes you feel like you can do it, that you can win, who makes you feel like you are a leader and a champion type of thing?
A president? What?
All right, so I was hoping you would say myself, but he didn't. That's okay. We'll roll with that. So you said the president?
Uh-huh.
So our current president inspires you? Donald Trump?
Yeah.
We definitely don't edit all that out.
Donald Trump.
If it was still President Obama, was he still our president? I'll roll with that. That sounds good to me, but Trump...
Are
Do
you...
you tolerate negative or discouraging influences which you can avoid? And lastly, are you careless of your personal appearance? If so, when and why? And so there's a whole list of more things on the next page that we're not going to get into. Video's already quite long.
You
learn how to drown your troubles by being too busy to be annoyed by them. That's what it says. But yep, at the end, this gives you a whole way to take an assessment test to really figure out where you're at in life and where you're trying to get to. And so it's really great stuff in here. And then there's just a whole list of if this and if that, I'd be much more successful there.
all the if.
So there's all these alibis and excuses that people want to have. And it says, you know, get rid of all those excuses, because it's not about excuses. It's about adjustments. It's about going forward and striving no matter what. So if I didn't have a wife and family, if I had enough pool, if I had money, if I had good education, if I could get a job, if I only had time, if I had good health, if times were better, if other people understood me and or different, if I could live my life all over again, if other people didn't have it in for me, if I had a chance, if I could do what I want, if I'd been born rich, if I could meet the right people, if I had the talent, if I dared to assert myself, if I had embraced past opportunities. And there's about 10,000 more. No, it's not 10,000, but there's quite a bit more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So you have to find out who you are and what it is that you want in life and what you can do to achieve those things, correct those flaws and issues, and strive forward.
3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 7, 3, 9, 30, 31, 32. It's a lot.
It is a lot of them. But so it says at the end that life is a checkerboard and the player opposite you is time. So don't hesitate, move forward.
At the end.
This is the very last page.
I see another one here.
Alright, that's it.
We're done with this book now.
So we're going to do a review for the book, and we're going to move
And
on
we're
to
gonna
our
do the next one.
to a new book. Yep.
Yeah, maybe the red one or the next one, the one you read it with the boy shepherd.
We could do that. We could do that one. Yep, lots to do there. So plenty more books to go through. Got a whole shelf of books. So this is concluding Think and Grow Rich. We'll probably do a review. I wouldn't mind doing that. And then on to the next one. On to the next one.